Alright guys, it's Bradley. Welcome back. Today's going to be a little bit different kind of video. I'm going to do a kind of a shopping list. Obviously, if you guys already have your system, this probably isn't for you. Don't mean to bore you with this kind of content, but I've got a lot of questions from people about like what should they get when they order. And it 'tis the season, Christmas and all, so I figured I'd kind of put together my initial things that I think you should get at a minimum if you were me. But not everyone is me, so you kind of get what you guys can get, but I'll go into some detail about, why I chose what I chose and why I didn't. So without further ado, let's get started. So we're on the Brewtools nice website here. It looks like at this time, there's the 150. She's tempting, but we're going to look at this, the accessory pack. What it comes with, the recommended accessories. So I've chosen to forego this guy in my list because it has the older dip tube, which I don't think, it depends on your budget, but I don't think that's worthwhile. As well as the inline sensor, I like a different one that they offer that I will show you shortly if you haven't seen it. And then I also chose to omit these 12 millimeter hose barbs, and I'm going all 19 millimeter. I'm using a garden hose, like a potable garden hose I got off Amazon for my counterflow chiller that's hooked up, and these just seem to fit better with that. So like I said, I have these and I don't even have a use for them as of yet, but that may change. Same thing with the dip tube O-rings. I'm not going to get those. The cleaner, I say what the hell, $12. All right, so without further ado, let's open up this list. Obviously, you can see there's the total. So I'm going to say the counterflow chiller is a must, in my opinion, and 2 more valves. So that gives you a total of 3 valves. A lot of people are doing a 4th valve, but I'm going to say at this point, maybe not. So we're going to get 6 additional hose barbs. That's the 19 millimeter. The tubing, we're going to get 4 lengths of this, and it's sold in a metric length, but 4 of these lengths. You could probably do with 3, but it's really high quality, and it works great, and I think it's better to have extra. If you don't need it, at least you have it. So yeah, that's enough said about that. Tri-clamp gaskets, it comes with 5. We're getting an additional 15 because you can never have enough. The sight glass, that's one you guys could omit. I really like it and enjoy it. I think it adds great benefit, but it is kind of spendy. The drip tray, I love mine. I have 2 of them. They're great, but at least one I would suggest. O-rings for the center pipe, definitely get some spares at this point. They aren't very much money. And they fit. You can also source them, probably locally wherever you are. Same thing for the center spar chat thing. The lid seal, I just picked the one for the B80PRO. The one for the B40 is slightly cheaper as it's smaller. I don't believe the systems are yet sold with this. I have no idea if they plan on it, but I really think it makes, if you're going to CIP the thing and clean it in place, you basically will have no drippage coming around the top. So I think it's a must-have. I'm kind of disappointed it's not included, but I have no idea about manufacturing and and how much it costs and takes to get this thing at a price point you want. Secondly, this is a new guy in the store, is this valve rebuild kit. I think it'd be really handy to have, and at that price point, why not? Next is at least 1 adjustable dip tube. That's why one of the reasons I omitted that necessary kind of accessories, recommended accessories. I think the guys at Brewtools, I know they're busy, they need to update it and kind of modernize that, or maybe give a second option. I will say that necessary recommended accessories kit is actually cheaper. You do save some money by getting it. I haven't worked out if it's still worth it to save the money and get it or not. You guys feel free to do that on your own, and let me know in the comments if I'm an idiot or not. That would be great. Next is the silicone grease. Again, I think every kind of O-ring in the whole system needs to be lubed up. If you guys do that, I've not broken a single O-ring with mine before. I was just using keg lube, but their silicone stuff works great. I'm sure you could source it elsewhere, but there it is. Okay, this is then a single sensor holder. Next item is this guy. I like this sensor holder. It does take you are going to take an additional tri-clamp with this. It's also kind of one less hose barb, I suppose, you need as well. But it will burn another tri-clamp. It's the same price as the other holder, I believe, as indicated. But this one, if you want to take your hoses out and dry them, I know here I'm in Southern California, it's hard to get all the water out, so it's just very convenient to have at least one. I'd love to have another one. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But I would recommend from the get-go, just get that one. It's worth it. Where were we at? So there's that guy. The next one, this one's, I think this is a damn useful piece of stuff here, is this, the tri-clamp to a ball lock. If you need to put air through your system or whatever, or, make some sort of a draft line cleaner with a pump. And then this guy, this 1/2-inch male, adapter to tri-clamp. This one is really useful. If you needed to get, so everything on the Brewtools setup is this 34 millimeter proprietary-ish kind of tri-clamp. If you needed to get to a 1/2-inch, and they sell an adapter, which is somewhat fairly priced, I think, but you could just simply get this guy for around $14 US here. And then get a corresponding, 1.5 or 2-inch or whatever, suits your fancy fitting, and get a female to pipe thread and just hook it straight into that. I'm no expert in hydraulic, in flow rates and hydraulics and stuff like that, but I imagine it would work. I haven't gone that route because honestly, I recently got a SS Brewtech unitank. Well, UPS is hosing me on shipping. The actual unitank hasn't showed, but everything else has I ordered. And I opened some of the stuff, and I wasn't quite pleased with the quality of the fittings. I'm used to Brewtools fittings, and they're just nicer. All the little grooves and I guess detents where where that seal would sit. The Brewtools ones are just more defined. The pieces are shinier. Honestly, I think they have more mass for their size. I think they're just a better quality than what SS Brewtech is selling. Maybe there's some guys that really love SS Brewtech that are going to tell me in the comments I'm a fool, but that's my opinion. I'm just sharing it. So I ramble on. Next thing, tri-clamps. System comes with 5. I'm going to say you need at least 10. You could cut some corners here and go with less. Obviously, if you didn't get like the 90 elbow, or you didn't get this guy, this is going to burn an additional tri-clamp here you're going to use, or the sight glass. That's going to cost you a tri-clamp, right? Because you have to add one more to hook to it. So I think 10 is a good number. You could try and source these elsewhere. I think Alibaba has some, Amazon has some. I have a few of them that I just bought because I wanted to see them. They don't fit quite the same. They aren't as nice. They will work in a pinch, but the Brewtools ones are they're far less fiddly. The insulated jacket, I've never used my B80 without it. I'm going to assume that it really helps maintain temperature when mashing. It makes it a little easier on the system to kind of modulate temperature. I could be wrong, but if you were looking to save some dough, that's $50 you could go without. I say if you're going to get if you get the 120 volt version of any of these, this is a must. Also, if you're getting the 120 volt version, not the Virgin, sorry, I would say you have to get the steam hat as well. I bought a steam hat for mine shortly after I had it, and that's okay to do it that way. Some cleaner and one elbow. Sometimes it's easier just to make a nice kind of sweepy turn if you want to double back and don't want to use as much tubing. I know some people have said stuff about the tubing popping off. I haven't had that issue. I don't have many clamps on my setup. I think that if you leave enough slack in the tubing, as long as you're not making too much of a tight bend or turn, it might be fine, but you can always get some hose clamps. So that's kind of my recommendations on what I would probably look to get if I was going to set it up. The 3 valves, this will give you a total of 3 valves plus the one it comes with. 4 valves, everyone's doing it. Just remember, you need to add an additional tri-clamp for that, and make sure you have the tri-clamp gaskets for it. So I hope this has been helpful. Let me know if I've missed anything. Let me know if I put too much stuff. I think I got enough hose barbs here to make everything work. I think the system comes with 1, so that's a total of 7. So I think that gets it done. Anyways, guys, don't take this as an absolute, must-have. Definitely kind of think about it yourself. If you have any questions, hit me up here on YouTube or on Instagram or in the Facebook group. There's 2 of them. The one I like is the smaller one. That's the U.S.-based one. Both groups are friendly. It's not U.S. and Canada. It's basically English-speaking. It's easy for me, obviously, because I speak English, but not very well at times. As you listen to me stumbling over my words. But definitely there's a lot of people in there, some far more experienced than me. I haven't bumped into too many individuals that are just belittling and really make people feel like they're stupid, which is quite pleasant. So the group run, definitely the smaller group is my preference. The admin's super cool. That guy really, Bruno really seems to be damn good. Like, some of the stuff he's come up with is quite useful. So definitely join that group on Facebook if you haven't yet already. Anyhow, thanks everyone for watching this video. A little bit longer than I thought. All right, everyone. So I hope everyone has a great holiday season. If you celebrate Christmas, really hope that goes well. Thanks again. This has been Bradley. Remember, home brewing is good. We'll see you soon.